Annie Boujou. My English name is Frances Elizabeth Moore, and my Anishinaabe name translates to First Evening Star Woman. I am from Timisking First Nations in Quebec, although I live in Treaty 6 territory, which is part of the London Township Purchase. I am Bear Clan, and I am part of your We Matter team. I am the Operations and National Outreach Manager. I wanted to take a few moments today to talk about something that we are all too familiar with within our communities, and that is lateral violence. Lateral violence, for those that aren't necessarily familiar with the term, that is when Indigenous people are abusing their own similarly to the ways that they have been abused themselves. It's a cycle of abuse, and its roots lie in factors such as colonization, oppression, intergenerational trauma, and ongoing experiences of racism and discrimination. In other words, instead of directing anger at the oppressor, we turn it inwards and direct that anger towards our friends, our family, and our community members. Now, lateral violence can manifest in a number of ways. Sometimes it's obvious, name calling, or perhaps some sort of nonverbal communication like eye rolling or making faces. Sometimes it's bickering or blaming or belittling somebody for their opinions, making up stories, exaggerating, plain old gossip, putting someone down, making snide remarks, ignoring or excluding people, and not respecting their privacy or breaking their confidence. And sometimes it can be really confusing when you experience lateral violence. You can experience a whole range of emotions: anger, betrayal, self-doubt, self-loathing. And honestly, it really hurts. And it hurts even more when it's somebody that we love and we trust. And sadly, that is the case sometimes. I myself, I've experienced lateral violence from community members, folks that I thought were friends, and even family. Which brings us to what we can do next. Now, sometimes we're going to feel comfortable enough speaking up to that person, and sometimes we're not going to. And if that's the case, we can talk to somebody that we trust: a teacher, a parent, an older brother or sister, an auntie, an uncle, or an elder, and hopefully they can help us deal with that. But one of the ways, the best way that we can stop lateral violence is to stop perpetuating it ourselves. And that means that we need to use our words wisely, and we need to use them to uplift and to encourage one another. And we can break that cycle. We can refuse to perpetuate that legacy within our communities further. Now, I think it's really important to mention that, that's part of the foundation of We Matter. We send positive messages out to all of you, and we hope to continue to do so. Please make sure that you check out some of the other videos that we have whenever you're feeling down, because that's what we're here for. We're here to uplift you and make sure that you know that there's a way out of any darkness that you're feeling through hope, culture, and strength. Mama P.